Hi there, it's just me, Sherry. I just wanted to do a video today because I just thought of something that was worth talking about. I am a mom of three boys. One is 15, one is 14, and my youngest guy is 9. And my 9-year-old is full of personality. And it's just, let me say, it's hard to stay mad at him because he's just got this look on his face that, the puppy dog eyes and cuteness all in a bundle. And I have a very difficult time not smiling so hard when I'm trying to be serious with him. Anyways, so one thing about my son, which is might also be an issue with one of your kids, excuse me, I have a cold. I'm battling a cold. Anyways, is that he's somewhat picky. Now, I'm vegan and I've been vegan for over 10 years. And I was vegan during my pregnancy with him. So when he came out, I thought, oh, this is going to be perfect. I'm going to have a nice, healthy baby. And he is maybe going to be vegan. Who knows? I'm not sure. Anyways, but they start off and they're drinking mummy's milk, so they're not vegan. Anyways, so as time has gone on, I've found that he has been, for one reason or another, quite a picky eater, and I've tried dealing with it. And there's been certain occasions where I haven't been home and not able to feed him myself, and softy grandma comes along and makes him something completely different than what I've set aside for dinner. Anyways, I work from home now, so I'm strictly in charge of feeding all three of my kids. So today, this is what the story is about. Today, I thought, you know what, I'm going to make myself some soup because I was craving it yesterday, but I was just so low energy yesterday that I couldn't bring myself to get up and make some soup. So I thought today, you know what, I'm going to make some soup and I'm going to eat that today. And if anybody wants some later, they can have it. It was just a vegetable soup, so it's just broth and vegetables, and that's it. But it is a go-to soup for me. It's fairly easy to make. So, anyways, I had that, and then a couple days ago, I pulled out some meat to make some meatloaf at the request of my two older boys. They really love a really good meatloaf recipe, and so they said, "Mom, can you make some meatloaf?" No problem. But now I'm sick and I haven't been able to make it, so just low energy again. So I thought today, you know what, I have to make this meatloaf today. So I have this vegetable soup and then I have this meatloaf, and I'm driving home with my 9-year-old, and almost the first thing he asks me when we start talking about dinner is like, what's for dinner? And I always just say food, because no matter what I say, he is going to say to me, that's gross. And I'm like, well, no, it's not. I said, you used to think lasagna was gross, but now you eat it. So you just have to be patient and your taste buds will change and you'll like meatloaf. I said, I don't feed you stuff that I would never eat. Like, I don't like fish and I've never liked fish. So um, I don't make it. I would never feed it to him. And I tell him that. But I'm because I'm vegan and it's vegetables that I make all the time. I always remind him that they're super healthy. And now Canada's 2019 food guide, suggested food guide, suggests over half of your daily intake be vegetables, produce, fruits and vegetables. So I remind him about that. Anyways, so he's telling me that he doesn't want meatloaf. Whatever. And as I'm bringing him home, I said, "Did you finish your lunch?" I ask him this every day, and the answer is almost always, "No, I didn't have time." So he doesn't want to have meatloaf for dinner, and he didn't finish his lunch. So I said to him, "Well, you can have your lunch for dinner then. Otherwise, you're just going to take it back to school tomorrow." And he says, "I don't like sandwiches." I'm like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "You eat them every day." He's like, "No, I don't like them." And this is all like a memory coming back from his older brother, my number two son, and he doesn't really like sandwiches for lunch either. But he's kind of gone through all of that, and he's back to sandwiches. The key for number two is that he just needed more stuff in it. So we figured out that, and he's happy to take a sandwich to school now. Anyways, and he's in high school. So back to number nine, or back to number three, my little guy, my 9-year-old. I told him that I had made some vegetable soup. And he's like, "No, I don't want that. That's gross," as always. So he doesn't want any vegetable soup. He doesn't want the meatloaf, and he doesn't want to finish his lunch because he doesn't want a sandwich, and he says it's gross. whatever. So as I'm still making this meatloaf after he came home from school, it's like super quick to make. um, I he's like pulling out his lunch stuff and he's like putting it in the sink so I can wash it for later on. And we're talking about lunch for tomorrow. And I said, well, what do you want to have for lunch tomorrow if you don't like sandwiches? And he goes, I think I'll have some meatloaf. I'm like, what? You just told me you don't like the meatloaf, right? And he's like, no, I'd rather have meatloaf than have another sandwich. I'm like, okay. So I'm like, yeah, score one for mommy. Anyways, so that's my kid. That's my 9-year-old. He can't figure out what it is that he wants to eat. He's just one hilarious child for me. And so, yeah, I think he'll come around as they always do, right? You just have to be patient with your kids, and before you know it, they're eating all those things that you didn't think they were going to eat. So be patient, mamas. All right, that's my story for today. Check back later, and we'll have another story for you another time. Thanks for checking in. Like and subscribe.